Delhi Capitals. 4 retentions. Rishabh Pant, as we spoke about, Shreyas Iyer sadly misses out because of injury. It looks like his captaincy for Delhi Capitals is gone. Axar Patel, who we all know what he can do. Prithvi Shaw, I think, is a fantastic pick by Delhi Capitals. And uh, Anrich Nokia, who's again a very fast bowler and upcoming. So I think they have thought through, except for the captaincy. I think they have a strategy here. They have a good all-rounder. They have a fast bowling option. They have a hard-hitting opener, and then Rishabh Pant. Enough said. So this is a good strategy with 47 crores in the purse, Akash.
Yeah, I think everybody is mentioning that Mumbai Indians had a lot to lose in this particular retention because they had the core and they have returned only four and they're letting go of a lot of players. But I think, according to me, Delhi is the one who's got more to lose in this particular retention because they had a whole lot of Indian players who have played for Team India and were there part of this particular squad as well. Even though they were not playing in the first 11, there were players like Ishan Sharma and Umesh Yadav who had actually represented India and were there for the taking in there. So I think they gave up almost like 5 to 6 Indian players like Ashwin, your Ajinkya Rahane, even though they were not performing that much. Rahane, Ashwin, Ishan Sharma, Umesh Yadav, Avesh Khan, even now for that matter.
Shikhar Dhawan.
They've given up Shikhar Dhawan.
Yeah.
They've given up a lot of Indian players. So I think that's a big loss for Delhi. Ashwin I've mentioned, yeah. So I think these 4 players are good, but I would have definitely like to see, like how Adi mentioned, Avesh Khan ahead of Axar Patel maybe. It's a problem of plenty which they had, but I think Avesh Khan could have done, ahead of Axar Patel up there.
Yeah, and Avesh would have come in for 4 crores, right? So
Yeah.
Akshar is taking him 9. And I think Akshar 9 is like a fair price. I don't feel like he would have gone for 10, 12 or something in the auction. And they did not go with Rabada, which was a bit surprising to me.
Yeah.
Because he had a bad season last season, but Rabada is like an internationally, he's done really well. And Shaw is a steal. Anrich is also a steal at 6.5. He probably would have gone for the same price in the auction, but I think Prithvi Shaw had the potential to go for more in the auction. So that 7.5 is a good thing, which they locked him in at that price.
And we were speaking about Ashwin. Does Ashwin have any opportunity to be picked as a captain for any of the upcoming franchisees or the franchisees who are looking for captains?
I think he's 35 now, so I doubt any franchisee will look to him now. They always look to Indian players, especially. They will look to, how do I put it, like the future, right? So they have options in Rahul, Shubman Gill, Shreyas Iyer. So, and there is David Warner, who's a proven captain, and there's Ian Morgan as well, who's a proven captain. So, and now Finch also might come into the mix. Like he's like a World Cup winning captain. So you never know. Some franchisees like, no, let's trust Finch. He has good luck with tosses. Maybe that is enough. So
Yep, understood. And Delhi, another article which is making rounds says, I think decision making is primarily driven by the coach, Ricky Ponting. Any concerns with that? Or, I mean, I don't see a problem with coach making the decisions, but who else should be engaged if we need to do a strategy? Any thoughts there?
I think on the field, once it's on the field, you should leave it to the captain. Because I think it's because the 11 players who go out there, who actually perform and win you matches. The coach should be at the backroom stuff. He should be playing a kind of a background role. Even when we saw in the playoff matches and all, Ricky Ponting used to send somebody every over and give some inputs here and there. That is too much of playing around the minds of your captain. I don't think that much is. Your captain should be allowed to think freely, decide what is best for the situation, and go accordingly. And if there is too much of thinking going on, too much of ideas coming in, it might completely spoil things. So that's what I think is happening with Delhi Capitals. Too much of think tank happening over there. I think the captain should be allowed to make the decisions when on the field. And again, on the players, right? I'm pretty surprised that Axar Patel was retained. They, as Akash and Aditya mentioned, they could have gone for Avesh Khan, and they could have even saved around 5 crores. Sorry, 8 crores actually, because even though they paid 9 crores for Axar Patel, from the purse they have been deducted 12 crores. So if they had gone for an Avesh Khan there, they would have saved 8 crores in the auction, and they could have bought a better player there.
But don't you think Axar is giving you an all-rounder option versus Avesh Khan as a bowler?
You can buy, right? You can buy in the auction. It's not like Akshar is gone. You have other options, alternate options. You have Krunal. You have other Indian spinning all rounders are actually not that. How do I put it? Not that rare. There are decent number. Like Huda is there, others are there. Akshar is like performer, but with Delhi's batting also, Akshar doesn't even get too much of batting. That's another problem, right? Like he might be a good T20 batsman. He doesn't even get like the opportunity to prove himself because he comes in at like number 7 or 8 or 9 or something, and in T20 hardly in a season you will bat for like 2-3 times, right? So there are other options. And to the captaincy point, I'll say this, right? I think Delhi faces this pressure of they've never won an IPL, right? So there's that pressure. So that is why also the team management or even the coaching staff, they feel the pressure. Okay, we have to get everything right. We can't leave it to the captain or in quotes chance or live and let live and learn sort of thing. During the IPL as well in the playoffs, you are looking at like Ishan Sharma or someone running in, showing some paper with something written on it to Rishabh Pant, and Rishabh Pant is like then thinking and taking decisions. So yeah, I think if they win one trophy, after that they will kind of, I feel like, cool down, right? They have that pressure on them, I feel.